For today's review, we are looking at Commander Steel. Now, who is Commander Steel, for those of you who have never heard of this character? Well, I've never heard of this character either, so I don't even know who he is. And frankly, I only picked up this figure because, one, he does look pretty cool. I do like the way he's designed. And I did tell myself that if I ever do see him at the stores, I would, get a copy of the figure because he is a Target exclusive. He is a gold label that was released alongside Parallax Sinestro. So, yeah, here we are, having another DC figure that I don't know nothing about, but hey, that is the beauty of the DC Multiverse line, is even if you don't know who the character is and you appreciate the fact that they look cool, well, you get a data profile card to go with it that will tell you who they are. So, without further ado, let's read the data profile card. So, you have a nice image of Commander Steel, and I'm pretty sure that's Alex Ross's art style because it looks very much like the way he, draws superheroes. Really cool. And on the back, it reads, Henry Hank Haywood III. That is his real name. Henry Haywood III took over the legacy of his grandfather, the first Commander Steel, after the old man saved his grandson's alien body with steel enhancements like his own. The metal gave Haywood superhuman strength, speed, and durability, and he joined the Justice League Detroit. So, that's basically all that they describe of the character. And, I don't know, he just basically sounds like a character that's pretty much like similar to Superman, right? He has like superhuman strength, he has durability, so like basically the inside of his body is made out of metal. So, kind of like Colossus, when Colossus turns his skin into steel, maybe, but just in an opposite way. I don't know. You know how it is with the superhero genre. Like both Marvel and DC, they always got like a lot of superhero characters, and they all have like really like funny, abilities, and sometimes they even just copy other characters' abilities because it's just recreated again and again. So I don't know, but still really cool nonetheless. And as you can see, I have him with that pointing finger accessory on his hand because, yes, he's pointing at the sky and he's saying that he's the one. All right. So what does he include for accessories? Well, as you can see, he has two hands on him, and one of them is an interchangeable hand gesture that he can do. So, in total, he has 6 interchangeable hands, including the ones on him. And, of course, he does come with, the grabbing hand, right? There are 2 sets of them. Let's show them both together. So, there's that. And then, he does have one open hand like this. You could say it's for a handshake. I don't know. Maybe that's what it's for. And then, of course, he has 2 pairs of fist hand, one on the figure and one not on the figure, because I took this off so I can put the pointing finger hand on him. Yes, I like this finger gesture. I have no idea why they gave this to him. It's like a meme, kind of. It's like you get him into like a pose. He's like pointing at them. He's like, hey, I've come to stop you. And then, I don't know, it's just so funny to give like a figure this kind of, hand gesture sometimes. Like, I don't really know what I would do with it, but it's really meant for meme purposes, maybe. I don't know. But it's still pretty cool, nonetheless. So, yeah. All right. Now we can look at the aesthetics of this figure. So this body buck that he uses is not a new body buck. It is a reuse of the Speeding Bullets Batman body buck, which was the first figure to introduce this body mold. And the second figure that I believe that carried this mold was the Black Lightning figure that came out sometime last year. So, it's not a new body buck. Unfortunately, it is a reuse. And most of the details on this figure are printed on. They are not sculpted to any crazy details, right? Everything's just printed. And also, another thing that I do want to point out right here is, if you are searching for this figure still, because maybe your targets did not have him at all, let's just say if that's a scenario, okay? Do be aware of QC paint issues with this figure. I don't know what happened with this figure and Sinestro, but they both suffer from some sort of weird paint QC problem going on with all the figures. So I went to a Target that had like 7 of these in stock, and I had to comb through all 7 of them. Like, just, I shit you not, like stood there in the toy aisle where the DC Multiverse stuff was for like 30 minutes, literally just looking at each one, like identifying each one, because you can't see the back of the figure, you can only see the front. So I was like, well, we gotta go with the one with the good front side, right? Because who knows if there's pink QCs on the back side. I literally compared each one, literally staring at them until I was like, okay, this is the one I'm going to walk out of the store with, because I'm not going to spend $25 on a figure that has massive paint QCs that are obviously visible. So if you're looking for this figure, keep in mind that there is a lot of paint QC with the silvers and the reds. I don't know what's going on. So just my experience, and I just want to share that so you're informed. But as you can see, my copy, yeah, it's not too bad, right? This is the better painted one that I could find. There is still a little bit of like pink QC on it, but it's not too noticeable. So, oh, and here's the backside of the figure. And yeah, at least I got lucky that the backside isn't plagued with like QC problems with the paint. So, but pretty much that's everything in aesthetics. And then as far as head sculpt, it's a pretty cool head sculpt. He wears like this interesting looking, I don't know, mask that covers his face. Some people said that this was like a reuse of the Rock head sculpt. I don't know. I don't really see it. Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know what they reuse anymore besides like the body buck. But like if that's a reuse right there, that's interesting. A head sculpt. But hey, you know, still cool looking head sculpt, and yeah, pretty much that's all I can say. Like, there's really nothing else I can point out on this figure. Like, I don't know anything about this character, and yeah, he's just a cool looking character. Oh, I guess I can point out one thing. You know what? Let's point this out. I wish the butterfly joints were a lot more tighter, because I don't like the fact that the stripe lines don't connect with the butterfly joint. Like, you have to, even when you press it in like this, it still doesn't look like it matches. I don't know if there's like a way they can improve on that in the future. Hopefully they can. So, all right, that's just like the little, you know, tiny nitpick right there with the details. But all right, let's get into articulation, because how does this figure articulate? Well, he does look up. He does kind of look down. He can tilt his head side to side. He can turn his head all the way 360 if you want to do that, which that is insane. His arms can go up, and then he can also go all the way back with his arms. He does have the good old double jointed arms. He has a sculpted ball peg, so his hands can hinge and swivel. You know, all that action. He does have the shoulder swivels right here. So he got all that going right there for his arms. As for his torso, not a whole lot of movement with the rotation. Maybe because the copy of my figure is still really tight, because I didn't really use heat on it. But he can still lean forward. Okay, not the best. He can rotate down here, kind of. Pretty sure you can loosen that more. But he has really good articulation with the waist. Torso, not so much. In terms of his legs, can you do the splits? It's not too bad. Still better than nothing. You can still kick out okay. Better than a certain other figure. Yeah, we'll leave that in the dark for those who don't know. But if you do know, then you know who I'm talking about. He can double joint. My double joints are kind of tight. I don't want to force that, but he can double joint all the way. He does have feet articulation that can rock back and forth like that, and toe articulation. So pretty much the standard, you know, Mcfarlane articulation that we all are familiar with. And that is basically it with this figure. Like, you know, if you like this character's design, he'll probably fit nicely on your shelf. And I don't know if he's part of the JSA, because it doesn't say he is. It says he's part of Justice League Detroit, or for some reason the source materials from JSA. But if you want to, you can put him next to Alan Scott. And get ready. We are going to do a review on that guy next. So, yeah. All right. Well, if you found this quick little review informative on this figure of Commander Steel, and if you want this figure, he should probably still be out there. You could probably get him for like a sale right now, maybe, if you go to your local Targets, if they have a holiday sale going on. Because I've been going to my Targets lately, and this guy seems to be somewhat of a peg warmer, so you could probably get him and Sinestro for less than retail price. I unfortunately had to get him early on because, I'm scared with gold labels selling out, so, I went on the panic buy, as some people would say, but it is what it is. But if you found this video informative, do give it a like. If you want to see more figure reviews that I do subscribe to the channel. You don't have to. In the end of the day, I do make these videos for fun. And with that said, take care, and I will see you in the next video.